Good morning, everyone. Sorry, little setup issue right there. How's everybody doing this morning? Thank you all for joining me. My name is Dan. This is Tweet FPV, and we're going to talk about some drone stuff today. Mostly frames. There's been a lot of discussion about frames lately. We all saw the hype and the I don't know, all the things to do about the Chris Rosser frame, the AOS 5. I have one, built it up, and I finally got my first few flights on it yesterday, seeing as I've been in monsoon country this whole last week. I swear it's rained every single day, and not just like drizzle, but like torrential downpour where like my drains are backing up, like the drains outside the house. It's been crazy weather. Rob Logan Jr., good morning, my friend. You are, as always, here way before you need to be, but thank you so much for being here. And he does like to remind you all to gently tap that like button. You can smash it too, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. Brandon Baked Beans, welcome to the live stream, my friend. How are you doing today? Brandon Baked Beans, a huge contributor over on my Discord with tuning help and just general knowledge of just about everything. Really appreciate all your help over there. Mike Bergman, how are you doing this morning? Let's see. Brandon Baked Bean says he's rebuilding his tadpole again. He smashed the ever-living... I'm not going to even hit the bleep button. I'm gonna try not to swear today. Ain't gonna work. He smashed the living snot out of it. But, man. Crash, rebuild, repair, repeat. I don't know. It says it on my desk mat. Something like that. But, yeah, definitely getting his repair on today. DIY FPV, you are not late to the party, maybe a little bit, but hey, you're here anyways. Thank you so much for coming out. Started raining last night here in California. So what, you should have mudslides today then, right? Is that how it works? Extreme drought, fire, mudslide, rinse, repeat. Steady Eddie, how are you doing this morning? Oh, yeah, Brandon Baked Beans is currently is hopefully going to take a look at some raw data, black box logged from the AOS 5 that I built up. Weird frame. I don't hate it. I don't like it. At least not yet. Oh, hang on. Let's get some. There we go. There's just... I've flown a lot of quads in my backyard, and it's kind of tight. I have a really low canopy, lots and lots of trees. Every time I flew this, I put it into a tree. It's extremely floaty, and I'm sure that all comes down to tune and the fact I'm not running a DJI unit on it, and I'm not running a HD camera on it yet. It is pretty light. Actually, I don't even know what the all-up weight is on it. Let's take a quick look. Well, this isn't all-up weight. This is just dry weight. Props, no battery. 353. 353 grams, so not bad. Brandon Baked Beans. Coffee. Yeah, I understand. That's priority number one. So, had some time today, or this last week, to clean up the quad building area in the back where I have all my stuff. Found a brand new in the box Caddx Nebula Pro Vista. Wow, man, what a find! It was just buried behind a bunch of other stuff, mostly buried behind some X-Class motors. So as you can imagine, those can hide quite a bit. Steady A says flying today, not the kind I enjoy. Stay out of New York. Ugh, yeah, I hate flying commercial. Be hitting up that glide build. I've always wanted to visit Alaska. One of these days, I'll get there. And let's see. So today we will also be giving away the August FPVcrate Sub 250 crate. If you want to get entered into that, here is the link. I'd appreciate it if you guys would go back and watch the video, so I'd at least get the analytical type garbly gook out of that. But I know you're probably not going to, but that's all right. Right now, 36 people are entered into that, so chances are pretty good. Except for you, Rob Logan, you won't win just because. It's kind of a running joke if you're new around here. But anyways, cleaning up in the back, I found an awful lot of stuff I had sitting around that it's going to go in the giveaway / selly bin. Tony Hernandez, how are you doing, my friend? I am doing well. The music is a little bit on the loud side. All right. Yeah, Rob Logan. Yeah, and as always, I'm joined by my trusty friends. The Doges. Sweetie there on the left, and Mary on the right. They're doing what they're doing best. Sitting on ass, doing nothing. Mary's temperament is just as bad as it always is. Not that she's violent or anything. She's just scared, skittish dog. I really wish that there was something I could do about it, but you know, she's mental. One of those things where she'll be super friendly, and then I just turn the wrong direction. I turn too fast, too slow. The recliner makes a noise, and she's off like a shot, scared of her own shadow. And of course, she runs into like 8 or 9 things on the way there, and I'm pretty sure she thinks that I'm running her into those things. Yeah, unfortunately. Still working on getting her to trust me more. She has no reason not to. Her previous life was probably shit. L. Leston, how are you doing this morning? Always hath been. What's up, my friend? Is she a pit bull? I think she's considered a plot hound, which I'm pretty sure is code for pit bull. But yeah, I think calling her a plot hound just gets around the homeowners association. I don't have a homeowners words. I don't have a homeowners association, but you know how it goes. We picked her up as a foster, and we tried to foster her out and find her a home, and she is what we refer to as a foster fail. I think we've fostered in the last 4 years. We haven't done it in the last 2. Probably 30 different dogs. And the dogs down here in southern Alabama are just absolutely tragic. We pick up a litter of puppies, maybe 6 of them. Of course, every single one of them has worms and parvo. And, you know, they're not getting any better. You take them back to the vet. You go to pick them up the next day, and they're like, oh, yeah, there's 2 left. Or 1 left. You know, the other 5 died last night. It is absolutely heart-wrenching, and it is sad. It is really sad around here. Folks, don't buy dogs. There are lots of dogs that need homes. That's my little PSA for today. Don't buy dogs. Pick one up. There's plenty of them out there that would be more than happy to have a home. The kill rate in southern Alabama is pretty high. If a dog comes in from animal control, it has, I believe, 48-hour stray hold, and then a 24-hour rescue hold, and then they're done. Yeah, it's brutal here. Most of the dogs that we foster out that don't get fostered, they go on transport up to the north or the northeast, typically Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, New York, and they live out their lives up there. Yeah. Yeah, well, all my cats have been strays and rescues, but mostly strays. They come by, we capture them, we give them the old snippy snip, and they live out their lives here. Yeah. Anyways, off that depressing topic. Sorry about that, guys. Things we got going on here. Got a bunch of stuff in the giveaway box / sell box. Just trying to plan out some ideas for videos. I've been kind of up against the whole YouTube burnout wall. Haven't really found a lot of things that like excite me about this hobby lately. ELRS was one of them. the Mambo. This is, I got a video on this little guy coming out. This is the new Mobula 6 with the built-in Express LRS over SPI. Really cool little quad. I like it a lot. It's a bit different than my old Mobula 6, which is hardly much of a Mobula 6 anymore. Smaller motors, a little bit lighter, like a gram, but I think it needs to be a little bit lighter than what it is to really take advantage of these 07, 02, what are these, 26,000 kV motors. But it's fun to fly. It's a good flyer. This thing has been unbelievably durable. All my other Mobula 6s, if the stock frame, first crash, they're usually broken. And I have crashed the ever-loving snot out of this thing. I mean, literally, I've got video where I'm just crash testing it. I'm doing flips and augering it right into the ground, in the house, on tile. And there's one time I just went full tilt right into the wall. Still perfect. I don't understand it. Don't read too much into that. I know the next person will get theirs out and, you know, disarm it from 5 feet and break a hoop. I don't know. I've never had any luck with the Mobula 6 frames. They've always ended up getting transplanted into the Meteor 65 frames because these things are unfreaking destructible. Well, pretty indestructible. Borg to have a Mob 6 ELRS in my cart right now. Hey man, definitely. All right, I'm gonna do the shameless thing. If you're gonna get it from Banggood, feel free to go to tweetfpv.com and click that affiliate link at the bottom. Give me a cut. I'd appreciate it. If you don't, no big deal. One Vision Aerial Crop Duster, Gabriel. Maybe a video on some long-range flights. That'd be a new thing. Yeah, I have a couple long-range quads. Actually, I got one. It's the Flywoo Explorer. I had the V1, which was on DJI, which was an absolute dumpster fire of a mess of a configuration, and Flywoo should be ashamed of themselves for releasing that pile of crap. I have a video on how to fix all of their issues without spending a dime on my channel. The V1.5, they switched the board out and they fixed some of the issues. I have the V2 that has the F7 and it has a Cadex Vista Pro on it. I literally popped it out of the cellophane yesterday trying to help a person out on Discord try to figure out their configuration issue. So definitely need to try to get that one out and give it some long-range flights. Unfortunately, where I'm at, there's nothing worth long-range flying out to. I guess I can go out to the Gulf and just go out as far as I can and back. Unfortunately, if something goes wrong, she's done. At least if I'm over land, I can possibly try to find it. I have contact with a guy that works right down the road from me at a sod farm that said I can come out and do some long-range flights. I just need to get a hold of him and just double check that nobody's gonna come out and ding 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 fucking shoot me in the ass. Damn it. Ugh. All right, well, there goes my there goes my chances of not swearing on the stream. Sorry guys, sorry if there's kids. I'll try better. Hey Rick Zapata, how you doing this morning, my friend? I'm doing very well. I hope you're doing well as well. Hopefully things are cooling off a little bit where you're at. They are here. It's not 100 degrees all day long and 100% humidity. Now it's only about like 96 and 100% humidity. And then that 100% humidity turns to rain. I think we're getting some hurricane rains, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. All right, so today we're going to give away the August FPVcrate. This was an ESC. Which ESC was this? This was I think this was a Hack RC, 35 amp, 20 by 20 ESC. So that is gonna go to one of you today. Well, maybe not if, no, actually, I set the camera to 1080 last night. So little background behind that, the camera overheated on the last stream because I still had it set to 4K, even though what you're seeing is a 1080 image. The reason why it's at 4K is I've been recording a side project. I picked up a 1972 Suzuki TS250 two-stroke motorcycle that is in pretty bad shape, and I've been doing a rebuild series on that. My patrons got to see part one of that. Mixed reviews. Some people are like, yeah, that's really cool, and some people are like, you can go and absolutely go yourself. I don't want to see any of that on your channel, and I'll unlike and leave you. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to make a second channel because this is pretty sparse, but there's going to be probably 9 or 10 installments of this. The entire rebuild and restore process. It's not going to take place of any of my normal content or my normal uploads. It'll just be alongside of it. And I don't know, man. I'm like I started this thing off with, I'm getting the YouTuber burnout. I am kind of tired, and nothing is really interesting me or exciting me in this hobby right now. So I don't know. I want to release it. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Brandon McKean's, I'm bugging the ORS Discord guys for Dead Bite for you. Thanks. Yeah, so Brandon McBean's looking at some of my logs, and there's some weird telemetry issues with ELRS. How do you have time for both? I mean, really, I don't have time for both. Well, there's a lot of competing demands. Really, I work on the bike Saturday nights, and then everything else kind of in between. Steady Eddie, I love old bikes. My first was a 1979 Honda TM185. Fun little guy. Yeah. So the big draw to this thing is this takes me back to my childhood. Like when I've been riding motorcycles since I could walk. Like literally since I could walk. Popped me on a JR50, and I immediately ran into the fence, just like every single person does the first time they get on a JR50, right into the fence. Everybody does. If they didn't, they're lying to you, I guess. But the bikes of the era that I grew up riding, from like the age of I can walk till 16, were like early 70s, mid 70s, early 80s motorcycles. You know, Yamaha 80s, the Suzuki TC90s, IT200s. It wasn't until I was like 16 before I bought my first like real decent modern dirt bike, and that was a 94 CR125. Absolutely love that bike. I have bought and sold that same bike probably a dozen times throughout my life. I don't know. I've been riding my entire life. Down here in Alabama, I don't do much dirt bike riding. I figured, moving from northern Michigan to southern Alabama, it'd be like bing, ding, 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 guns and dirt bikes. And no, there's nothing here. Yeah. But anyways, I've been working on that in the background. I really want to put it on my main channel. Well, my channel. I don't want to make a second channel. And I'm doing what I want to do. And if you guys don't like it, well, I'm sorry. Don't watch it. But you don't have to have that visceral reaction where I hate you now because you're not 100% all in on FPV, live, breathe, sleep, fart, wipe your butt with FPV. I don't get it. I think it maybe goes along with the whole fanboyism, like it's either TBS or you can go yourself mentality that everybody has in this hobby. People just need to keep an open mind. Life isn't FPV, but I absolutely love FPV. There's just other things I want to do when it's raining 24/7. Guns and dirt bikes, awesome. Yeah, I used to shoot weekly when I lived up north. Here I've shot once, and that was Thanksgiving like 3 years ago, and then I took my daughter out and let her shoot for the first time about maybe 8 months ago. But other than that, yeah. All right, enough complaining for today. We have 39 people entered in the sub 250 crate giveaway. Let's talk about some frames. So I have built up the ever popular or hyped Chris Rosser AOS 5. I kind of wish I would have got the AOS 5.5, but I don't think that was a thing when I got it. This was cut. I don't remember what company cut this, but they're in Canada. Things I like about it, it's actually a pretty easy build. There's no more or less hardware than really any other 5-inch build. It's very solid. It's very different, which if you guys have seen, no, I didn't see your question, Rob Logan. Oh, all right, sorry. Let's go back to the question there. Yeah, so if I don't answer your question, just hit me up. I get on a roll and the chat scrolls along and I miss it. Rob Logan says, Are you doing anything different in terms of quality, bitrate for the stream today? Every time I try to cast live stream on my TV, loads YouTube, but it's all black. It's worked before. No, I haven't changed anything on this stream. This is let's check my settings here. Let's see. Video output 1080p, 60 frames a second. 400 kilobytes per second, constant bit rate, psycho visual tuning. Nothing's changed. Audio still at 320 kbps. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Scott, I vote FPV. I love FPV. 3.5 AOS would be pretty cool. Yeah, CNC Madness. That's who it is. Thank you. Yeah, so Rob Logan, I haven't changed anything here. As with all things, turn off, turn it back on again. I don't know, man. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's not casting unless it's like some sort of weird piracy type thing. I don't know. Rob Axelson, how you doing? From Savannah, Georgia. I've always wanted to visit Georgia. No, wait, no, I've been to Savannah, Georgia. I think I was at one of the FLETC centers down there for a little bit. T-Bird, how you doing today, my friend? Doing well. So anyways, AOS 5, I like it. The build was pretty good. All the holes for the stack screws in the bottom are drilled for M2 hardware. I hate M2 hardware, but I'd rather have it be M2 than M3 because it's a lot harder to fill the hole back in for M2 if you're going to run M2 device versus just drill it out for M3. So that's what I've done. I've drilled out the holes for the stack. Some of the things I don't like about it is where you have to put your stack. You have to put your stack in the forward, kind of in the forward section. Need my coffee. Yeah, so your stack has to go forward here, ESC and all. So your motor wires do kind of take like a funny route to get up there. It's a little annoying. I really do prefer having the ESC in the center, kind of like the FPV Cycle Glide, where you have 3 spots to mount your equipment. You know, you got your VTX in the back, ESC in the middle, and flight control up in the front. So that's a little bit annoying, but other than that, it's not a bad build. It's not hard to build. I do like the flush hardware on the top. Unfortunately, if you lose some hardware, you do have to try to like find panhead screws or tapered screws, which it's not hard to do. They're pretty available. There isn't a lot of TPU prints out there, at least on Thingiverse that I found for this. Only thing I really found that was of any use was this SMA adapter mount thingy. A couple of strips of UMA grip, which it didn't come with. And with this camera, this is the, what is this guy? This is the Retel 2. I see the frame and the periphery of the picture, unfortunately. I don't think this was originally intended to be for an analog build, but that's what we're working with here. Mostly because this will end up being a Patreon giveaway quad. Maybe next month, maybe the month after that. Probably the month after that. Oh, man. Rob Logan, How'd it fly? Tony Hernandez says, I don't know. It felt good, but it was floaty, and I ended up putting this up into the trees every time I flew it. I got a really neat picture over on Instagram where the where there's a branch embedded in this prop, like the prop's going through it. It's a pretty neat picture. If you haven't seen it over on Instagram, go to tweetfv.com, click the link to Instagram if you want to get in there and take a look at it. Here, I'll help you out. I'll get you halfway there. But it's really floaty. That comes down to the tune. I was flying it stock everything just to get a baseline for the black box logging. Let's see, Rob Logan, this is the first time I've tried a new place. Last weekend I watched the whole live stream on my computer, but Sky is playing Roblox on it right now. And I'm pretty sure my daughter just asked me for another hour on Roblox. I don't get Roblox. It seems like the dumbest thing on the face of the planet, but my daughter absolutely loves it. I don't get it. She likes Minecraft too, but she likes Roblox way more than Minecraft. I hate playing Minecraft. I don't know why. It just irritates me playing it. Let's see. No worries when you drill in the carbon fiber. Nah, I mean, just don't breathe the dust in. You're fine. If you're really worried about it, you can drill it underwater so it takes whatever dust. You really got to worry about when you're grinding carbon fiber, because that's when the stuff kind of gets aerosolized and airborne. But drilling, you know, you're just taking chunks out of it. It's not a big deal. But if you're worried, you can do it underwater so it takes all the swarth down the drain with it. Wash your hands, wear a mask if you're really that concerned. But drilling doesn't really produce all that dust that everybody worries about. Oh, let's see. Crabtree, how are you doing today? If it feels floaty, increase camera tilt and or lower the idle speed. If it's usually floaty lighter than, yeah. It's very light. I'm flying it just the way it is without a FPV camera or a HD camera on it. So that contributes a lot to it. The idle does seem like it's awfully high. So I'm not complaining that it's floaty. Just the way I have it now, it's floaty, and I know that that can be fixed. It feels like my first attempt at a 5-inch sub 250 on way overpowered motors. It goes up and it just takes forever to come back down. It's definitely workable. I'm just saying, in this configuration right now, it's floaty. Stock everything. Oh, carbon strike? No, you're taking very little material out of a spot that is just covered. I mean, nothing's gonna break here. You're gonna break an arm. You're not gonna break the base plate right there. If you're gonna break the base plate, it's gonna break. It's probably gonna break here, where there's very little carbon, or here, but not because I've been big in the holes, just a little bit. You know, going from an M2 hole to an M3 hole is not much of a difference. Yeah, and you know, they've got to keep in mind that a lot of high quality 20x20 boards are M3, so I would rather have them be M2 holes and just hog them out to 3 mil. Unfortunately, yeah. But let's talk about some more frames. Let's see. Let's go through the mess here. So, put that off the side. That's a clone. There we go. All right. So, my current rig, FPVcycle Glide, and I'm looking for a replacement for the Glide. Not that there's anything wrong with the Glide. There are some things I don't like about it versus things I do. In bigoting AVE. Yeah, you know it. The Glide, same deal. Comes with M2 holes on everything. So, it's going to be some drilling to get the M3 in there because I refuse to use M2 on anything if I don't have to. But some differences. Oops, let's flip this over. As far as mounting goes, you have your video transmitter in the back, ESC in the center, flight control in the front. Flight control being in the front does not make a difference because the gyro is not centered. It may make a little bit of difference on the accelerometer, but let's face it, none of us are flying these, or you shouldn't be flying these with the accelerometer on in like an auto level mode. And even then, it doesn't make that much of a difference. It would if it was, say, out on the arm, but as far as the gyro goes, the gyro doesn't care where it's at on the quad. Scott assembling the Roma F5. I've heard good things about the Roma F5. I just don't like the side plate that they put over the stack. That's something that has been discussed forever. Starting from the Ishin Wizard that had side plates on it, you will lose yaw authority having those side plates on there. I don't know how much on the Rome because it's not like completely covering everything up, but I'm surprised nobody's really talked about it. You should be losing some yaw authority. But back to these. You know, it's easy to slam this down just with shorter standoffs. It is a nice, solid frame. Things I don't like about it is that this is an older frame. The newer ones have press nuts, and they always tend to strip out. But, you know, the carbon quality is very nice. It's a lot thinner in a lot of places. Like the top and bottom plate is very thin. To keep the weight down, very good carbon fiber, chamfered edges, and all that stuff. But this is my current like go-to rig. I really like this frame, but it's a little long in the tooth. They're sometimes hard to find. The supply of FPV cycle anything is very sporadic. So typically when I can find these, I pick them up, at least the frames, and yeah, just hang on to some extras. Plus, these are what I've been using for the Patreon giveaways. So I'm trying to switch up the frame to this, seeing if this is worth it. But yeah, there's really no more screws. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12 screws. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13, 14. So there's way more screws on this than there is on this one. So keeping in the you know, and then obviously the frame, the arm geometry is very different. This is all for trying to cut down on vibrations, so you can tune more filtering out of the PID loop. And let's see, we can keep talking about kind of traditional shapes. We've got the QAV-R. This is just your standard school bus style with monster standoffs just to fit that that air unit in there. Not a bad flying frame. It is kind of a squished act. You see the two arms are closer to each other than brought out, than stretched out. This is a nice flying frame. It's cheap, which is nice. Well, cheaper. It's not particularly well engineered or sturdy. It's pretty basic, but not a bad frame. Not a bad frame. And then we can compare it to this. Oh, wait, nope, how about this one? So this one here is a Steel 5. This is a Banggood clone frame, and then we have the actual Apex, Apex HD. It's got the big old fat back end on it for the air unit. The carbon quality on this is far better than anything else I've ever seen. Everything is very tight. All their tolerances are tight. It comes with a file for a reason, because you may need to actually trim off a little material to get this thing to fit, and that's not a bad thing. It requires a little bit of handwork to get it just perfectly aligned. Let's see. Mike Bergman, like to look at the QAV-R. Yeah, I like the look of it. The TPU print package that comes for it is really good for the air unit. I do hate the way it mounts the antennas. This is like the least optimal way to mount them, but it certainly makes them durable and makes it survive crashes. Oh, by the way, the air units are absolutely freaking useless. I can't use any single one of them to actually write to the air unit. I get the slow SD card bug that they've had forever. I don't know if they've fixed that or not. Let's see. Do you have any of the TBS Source 1 V3s? I built a couple. They go together pretty good for me. No, I don't have any of those. I've looked at a few of them, and the problem is I'm not really... I'm out of the budget frame phase. I was in the budget frame phase for like the first 3 years of doing this hobby, where I would buy the budget frames. This is before the Source and the CL1 existed, so I was doing Banggood budget frames. Unfortunately, they were just unreliable, poorly built, and they broke easily. Like, you look at them wrong and they break. So I've gone the more premium route since then, with like Diatone, or not Diatone, but Armaton, and then starting to get into some more, I don't know, non-budget friendly frames. So I've never really built any of the Source ones or the CL ones. I know they're great frames. People love them. The price point is money on those. Perfect. But no, I haven't actually built any of them. There's a lot of support. There's lots of TPU prints for them. It's a good open source like community frame, which I really like that idea. Tony Hernandez, I have a 4-inch Apex. It's floaty. Can't figure out what's going on. Getting jello as well. Tony Hernandez, definitely check your hardware buildup. Make sure all your screws are tight. Make sure your stack's actually fastened down properly, not over tightened and not too loose. And after that, it'd probably be something in your tune. But jello is usually first combat it with hardware. Check all your screws. Make sure your carbon's not delamming. People will overlook a delam arm very easily, especially racers, when that can cause a lot of issues. But racing, nobody cares about jello, just as long as you're not burning up motors. Drop a black box logs in the tuning channel in Discord. I'll take a look at it if I have a few minutes. Yeah, Brand Baked Beans is just an awesome resource to have. He's really good at tuning, way better than I am. I'm trying to learn, but again, it comes down to that time thing. I've got to break it up between a lot of different things. QAVR2 has been a very good frame so far. Good. I'm glad you like that one. Brand Baked Beans, I put a micro axis on my 2S 2.5 toothpick, and it's pointing down under the front arm. Amazing coverage now, but I worry it'll get snagged. Yeah, it was funny. I had somebody ask me, and I'm not laughing at them, but this is a pretty common question. The question is if I have a circular polarized antenna and it's mounted like this, and say it's a left hand, and I flip upside down, is it now a right hand? And no, that's not how it works. Jeff, you built my first banger frame, and building an Apex next. Yes, I love the Apex. Very good frame. It takes a departure from the standard school bus style. It does kind of look like it, but it does have this split bottom plate, which makes the build certainly more difficult. A lot of specialty hardware, so you want to make sure this stuff's all tight before you take off, because finding replacement hardware nearby is going to be difficult. Specialty hardware, really nice carbon fiber. This is some of the best quality carbon fiber I have ever dealt with. A very well thought out frame. Very, I don't know, like they really put a lot of thought into it. They didn't just go, hey, make a bunch of standoffs, top plate, bottom plate, arms, call it a day, ship it out the door. This is very well thought out. It's a very low noise profile, but the standoffs do tend to break easily. They're very special standoffs. They have this hex pattern to them because they actually need that hex pattern to fit the camera cages. Like, the camera cages literally fit in between the hexes, and if you rotate either one of these so the flats aren't going against the side plates, it doesn't fit. So this is a very difficult frame to build from like a frame building standpoint. This one here, this is a pretty much one-to-one carbon copy of this frame, and it's not a bad frame. It's gonna break way easier. It's like half the price though, and it's a Banggood frame. So like, let's say you're not in the US and shipping from wherever you're gonna get an Apex frame is ridiculous. This is an option. I don't recommend it, but some places you just don't have a whole lot of options, so that is one of them. Steady Eddie, have a good flight, man. We will see you next time. Thanks for coming by. JFV branded YouTube an emu. I'm sure he does. Yeah, he's an emu tester. So that is kind of, I mean, these are all acro frames. The thing that they all share in common is they typically put batteries on the top. We get into some other things like solid bottom plates, which you'll see in mostly smaller quads, and like the Armatan, Marmot, Chameleon, things like that. They go with solid bottom plates. This does tend to cut down on a lot of vibration, but you break an arm, you're out. It's a lot more difficult to replace a bottom plate than just an arm for the most part. So this quad here, this is the Baby Hawk HD. Really, really good flying frame. Very low vibration. Very, very good quad. The electronics that come in it are hot garbage. Mostly the 4-in-1 AIO from Emax. This is my second one. It just randomly quits as soon as you plug it in. Like 3-4 packs, plug it in, done. 5-volt reg goes out on it. But Emax is awesome as far as their customer care goes. You've got to deal with Emax themselves. Most retailers will tell you to go pack sand, go talk to Emax. And that's what Pyro Drone did to me. They told me, tough titties, go talk to Emax. Emax, after you get through the language barrier and the fact that it's like a 24-hour turnaround on each email, they had me a new board in about 3 days. They shipped out of California. So once you do get the ball rolling, customer service isn't bad. But this is a pretty good frame. A lot of fun. This is probably one of the funner quads to fly. Back to the chat over here. Let's see. Still rocking the Source 1 frames. Yeah, Source 1 frames are great frames. Same with the CL1. I mean, they're ugly as heck if you're going for an aesthetic, but who really cares? I don't see them when they're flying. Hybrid in front. So hybrid, that's short arms in front, long arms in the back. Racers have been doing a hybrid setup for quite a while. Some like it, some don't. It's just kind of personal preference. Athix says I got back into heavy 5-inch, got decent frame for $15. That wasn't a QAVS copy. Nice. Which frame is that? Tweet says yeah, unfortunately, Brandon, you're that's a lot of work. I mean, a lot more than just changing an arm out, but you know, it does reduce and it does make for a lower weight frame setup because you're not doubling up of carbon fiber or adding hardware, things like that. Give you guys something to look at here. Salad bottom plate. Solid bottom plate. Solid bottom plate. Solid. Might be my northern accent. I don't know. My wife spent a lot of time in northern Michigan, and she talks just like I do, except for when she says boat, and she goes, boat. But it's like 2 or 3 words where you get that real northeastern or that real northern accent. It's really kind of weird. Let's see. I just keep telling myself use tab full frame because it's so pretty, but yeah, it's de-lammed arm causing, and after multiple hits, multiple head-on strikes. Yeah. Tony Hernandez, I love my Baby Hawk HD. Haven't had any problems using it for learning new tricks. Yeah, Baby Hawk HD. There's something I really like about smaller frames and smaller quads. I tend to fly them a lot more. I don't know if it's just a lower threat. It turns a small space into a bigger space, like flying toothpicks. Toothpicks are like the funnest class of quad to fly. You can turn a postage stamp size backyard into a big racetrack field with one of those things. As opposed to a 5-inch, you would never be able to get over, you know, an 1/8 throttle. Plus, you would scare the crap out of all your neighbors. So I do prefer smaller quads like this, or some 3-inch quads, some toothpicks, things like that. I really tend to prefer those. And the other thing that I've been doing a lot lately is I've been ordering most quads that come with a DJI system. You can order them without a receiver or with a receiver, and usually it comes with some piece of crap XM Plus, which so I've been ordering without a receiver, flying them, see if I like them using the DJI remote. It makes it for a very quick setup. Buying the goggles, buying a remote, go fly. No extra stuff, no extra wiring. It just kind of works. Let's see. Back to the chat. Yeah, both arms are my same size. Just bought the wrong version. It still fit. Yeah, I have a QAVS, and all the arms keep getting loose. Have you had that issue? Yes, I have. Stand by. All right, here is your solution to the arms that keep coming loose. And it is this, Vibratight. People say use Loctite. That's amateur stuff. Vibratight, it stays tacky. It's almost like sap. When you get hardware that already has what looks like Loctite applied to it, it's this stuff. You can prep all your bolts and it kind of like dries, and as you tighten it down, it resolidifies. This stuff holds really, really well. It doesn't allow anything to shake loose, but you can still take it off in the end because it still stays kind of gummy. This is next level Loctite. If you don't have this, you really need to get yourself a vial. I put a link there to Amazon. Yes, it's an affiliate link. It is better than anything else. It does tend to dry up though. Yeah, I can't even open it. I got to put a pair of vice grips on it. So this is the stuff to use for everything. So if you're having arms and bolts and stuff that are coming loose, this is what you want to get, and it should fix that problem. Or you can just using very poorly balanced props. I don't know, one or the other. Oh, let's see. Oh, yeah, the screen element's being covered. Yeah, let's see if I can fix it. Hang on. There, that's a little bit better. OBS is weird. Like, things change on it for some reason. Just randomly, for no reason, things will just move around. Let's see. Let's see. I literally don't want to build my own 5-inch because I prefer to fly my buddies. Yeah, you know, it's like, what's the best 3D printer? Your friends. Let's see. Go back to this view for a little bit here. All right, back to the chat. Let's get this thing out of my face. Going back to the chat here, things moved around. Low flying the Nanohawk X. Yeah, I'd like to try the Nanohawk X. I like the Nanohawk, and oh god, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy who does Project Mockingbird, he says the Nanohawk is probably one of his favorite quads to fly now. At least I remember reading that somewhere. Also have a QAV copy, like JB Johnny's frame. Yeah, there are some good copy clone frames out there. You know, I mean, it's not hard to make a good copy. It's pretty basic. Like, there's a lot of R&D that goes into the original design, but to make a replacement is pretty easy. It's a real copy paste type thing. Let's see. Nor'easter Hill. I know I have a few of those. Planning a trip for 10 days to drive to Massachusetts. Checking out cool places to fly on the way. If you have any spots you know of, let me know. What's up, chat? Bob Noxious, welcome to the live stream, my friend. I wish I could stay, but I have to meet a crew on a job. Hey, man. Work and life come first, man. Current JW, I live in a condo. I was flying on the roof, but the board voted and said I can't anymore. That sucks. We're going through Philly. I'll be meeting up with PDL and Bot Grinder for a little bit. I haven't done any meetups with anybody yet. I just fly with my local guys, and that's only racing. I would like to travel a little bit more. But, you know, priorities and time, as always. What's your thoughts on waterproofing? I don't know. I just don't fly in the rain. I do waterproof my micros because I do a lot of dumb stuff with those outside and end up crashing them in the grass, and the grass is usually wet. The ones I haven't waterproofed, I haven't had any issues. The one I've waterproofed, I haven't had any issues. But every build I do, I'm like, I'm going to take this back apart, and I'm going to waterproof it. I never do. And I'll be honest, most people who are waterproofing aren't doing it right anyways. If you get the bottle of the conformal coating and you don't own a black light, you're not doing it right. I guarantee you, if you slather that stuff on there and when you're done, you don't hit with the black light, you have missed a spot. I can do 3-4 coats, pull up the black light, and find places that it just didn't adhere to, it worked its way around, or I just didn't hit. Most of them have a UV dye in them, and you have got to hit them with a black light. Otherwise, you will be missing spots. But it's a good idea. I can't see any real downsides to it, other than it may lure you into doing something dumb that you shouldn't do, because waterproofing is good, but it's not 100%. And you can't really waterproof your camera very well. Your VTX usually gets too hot for the conformal coating sometimes, depending on the VTX. But, yeah. DJI remote looks so simple. I just got TX16S and Tracer, or that's what I should be doing. Yeah, TX16S, I don't like that radio. It's far too big. Not only is it big, but it is heavy, and 99% of it, if you fly drones, you're not going to use, and you don't need it. But it's a very heavy radio. By the way, if you want to get yourself some grips for your radio, go to tweetfb.com. I have my own web store now. Or you can go to Race Day Quads. Race Day Quads has been an awesome supporter of mine, carrying my grips in their store, and I think they sell them for the same price that I sell them to them for. I think they're using it as kind of like a loss leader, but awesome support from those guys. I really appreciate Race Day Quads, and I guess you can get them from Pyrodrone too if they still have any. But yeah, I don't like this radio. I keep it around for troubleshooting and helping other people. I really actually do like the DJI radio. It feels really good. Like somebody who knew what people's hands were shaped like designed this radio. Like, this is a very, very good radio. Not very functional, not very customizable, but if you fly DJI, give it a try. It makes life easier as far as setup goes. You don't have the ultra low latency and all that stuff, but it's a nice radio either way. Let's see. Yeah, and you can't add a module onto it, so you get DJI fast S-Bus, and that's it. But if you have a Vista or an Air unit, you already have a receiver, so you know what I mean. Vibrotite, I want that. You need that. Vibrotite's good stuff. It's 8 grams more. Sorry, looking at the HD version. I'll look at that product next. Yeah, L. Eston. That's the product you need. Yeah, Brandon Baked Beans, you're very right. It's overpriced and it's very limiting. Yeah. So yeah, there are a lot of downsides to it. But if you want something simple, if you're not into putting another receiver on the quad and all that other stuff, it's an option. It's a good option, or it's about your only option. But there's things where I just use this. So like my Cinesplorer, just to keep it light and compact and super easy, simple build, I run the DJI remote. This, I run the DJI remote. I'll probably be changing out to an Express LRS receiver just so I don't have to carry 2 radios with me. But I don't know. For somebody who gets and buys a lot of quads, this just makes life easier as far as like testing goes. I don't know. I never see a pilot with DJI remote. I assume they also have iPhone in their pocket as well. No iPhone. Oh, new phone. I finally retired my 4-year-old Galaxy Note 8 and went with a Note 20 Ultra. Just because. It's only this first phone I've never felt like I have to get rid of immediately after the 2-year period. Tommy, how you doing today? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I guess it depends on your environment if you got a waterproof. Yeah. Yeah, I assume all DJI flyers are balls deep into the Mac ecosystem, iPhone, iPad, iPhone, you name it. Yeah, where I'm at, it's feast or famine. It's either torrential downpouring, which you're not going to go fly, or it's scorching heat and dry. Waterproofing the Vista. I mean, I don't know how it'll work. I don't want to say that waterproofing will work because there's plenty of people out there that waterproof their quads and they still die, whether it's from water or just some random occurrence. But you know, speaking of grips, do you have a pattern for the QX7? Do I have a pattern for the QX7? Of course I do. Go to FPV.com and you'll see everything I got there. After I started using X-Lite Pro, I can't use another radio. I really like my X-Lite Pro. I've been very happy with my Jumper T12 Pro. Got it for $90. The T12 Pro is a very, it's a very middle of the road radio. It's the right size, it's the right features, the right price for pretty much everything. If you got to recommend one radio, T12 Pro or the X9 Lite, and the X9 Lite has a big asterisk next to it. T12 Pro is a much smaller radio. So if you got big old gargantuan hands, this may not be it, but the gimbals are a little bit smaller. The build quality is pretty good on it. Runs OpenTX, has a module bay, has an NPM inside of it, USB-C for charging and SIM work, has a trainer port, momentary buttons. I mean, there's, folding handle. What's not to like about this thing? This is a really good radio. DIY, I love the DJI radio. Yep, DJI radio is it's a good radio for what it is. If you've never used one or held one, you might be surprised. I don't like the fact that there's a fan in there and it's noisy, Wind Jumbo FPV. Hey guys, just passing through. Hope you all have a great weekend. Hey man, you too. Thanks for stopping by. Mike Bergman, I keep having issues with the DJI radio, losing DJI link, crash, not regaining until standing on my quad when back to my Tango 2 after a month. That's really weird. I haven't experienced that. Well, actually, the only time I've experienced that is when I've crashed hard enough to get the DJI air unit to freeze up. But that's about it. Brandon. You dick. That's funny. No, it's a mixed bag, How many flights should you get out of a R-line lipo, and who has the best lipo? I fly every day. How many flights? Dude, that is something that, Larry, that's something I can't give you an answer on. It depends on how hard you fly, how hard you crash, how far down you take the lipo, how fast you charge the lipo. I mean, I have Tattoo, or I have Thunder Power packs, 4S packs that I've had since 2019, and they're as good as the day I bought them. So I don't over discharge them. I didn't crash any of them, and I only charge them at 1C. It's so subjective, and the quality of the cells are not the same from pack to pack. You can get one pack that's like a golden pack that just is an all-star performer, and then you get another one that's just an absolute turd. iFlight frames, 6mm arms, I found to be pretty solid frames. Yeah. Like the Nazgul, really good frame. The Sidora S, really good frame as well. I'd say probably one of the best bind and flies out there is the Nazgul series. Mike Bergman, 100 to 200 if you take care of them. Yeah, it's all relative. Is there a benefit to an iPhone? Yeah, you get to be one of the cool people. I don't like iPhones. They make me use one at work, and I absolutely despise the thing. I find it difficult to use. Tony, I have the Ultra 20 and the DJI remote. Yeah, I've got a Note 20 Ultra. Absolutely love it. Walled garden. Yeah. You have this ecosystem, and that's it. No other options. You don't have a choice. You can't venture out, so you can't get in any trouble. iPhones are great for old people, you know. Well, so is a jitterbug, but you know what I mean. And some people just like that ecosystem. They like the fact that their Mac, their iPad, their iMac, their iBall, their iPhone, their iButthole, their iWatch, their iEarpods, their iHeadphones all work together. They all talk together, and they're all in the same ecosystem. There's something to be said for that. But you know, Android, Windows, they all work together if you want them to. They don't work together if you don't want them to. You don't have to be part of the certain ecosystem. You can do whatever you want with it. DJI has their own walled garden. DJI is a walled garden. You don't have a choice. Scott says started using OTG on the go and beta FPVA. Totally about it's a game changer. Yeah. So stop using SpeedyB. SpeedyB they've turned into complete, and they started charging. Go with the Betaflight Android app. You can sideload that. Something you can't do on iPhone. Use the OTG cable. Something you can't do on iPhone. And you can control everything about your quad in the field. You can even do ESC changes in the field, or ESC configuration changes in the field, which you can't do with iPhone unless you're using a Bluetooth adapter, which in that case, I believe you still have to use SpeedyB. You might be able to use the Betaflight APK. I'm not sure. Let's see. DIY could have upgraded in November. I think we went up to the S21 now, so that'd be my phone. I had the choice to switch between the S21 or go with the Note 20 Ultra. The thing that did it for me is A, I use the S Pen all the time, and B, the S21 does not have an external SD card, so they can eat it. I love the size of the T12 type radio. The gimbals are kind of lame sometimes, but yeah. Yeah, the other thing is with the I've noticed with the Radio Master radios and the jumper radios, the build quality is garbage on the inside. Lots of bodge wires, weird Celastic that doesn't have anything attached to it. And if you have a set of Hall effect gimbals, take a look at the magnets. They're usually covered in a bunch of metal shavings. Just saying. It has a fan inside. Yes, it does. It's annoying. Yeah, imagine listening to that the whole time. But the other really cool thing about that radio is all your goggle button functionality, it's all done through the remote. So you can start, stop recording, change all your settings through the remote, which kind of helps add to the experience. So that's kind of nice. Don't notice the fan. This is very true. The goggle fan is freaking loud too. The iSlave. I'm glad a lot of you guys think the same way I do. Betaflight on old tablets, nice. Yep. Work supplied iPhone, Windows. Ugh. I thought it was funny but nice. Samsung switched to numbering by the year. Yeah, I do like that. It makes more sense. SpeedyB started charging. They're doing ads. You can't use SpeedyB unless you pay for it. Well, so they're not charging for the base version. The base version has ads, and you can't use it on pre-release or release candidate firmware. You have to pay for that ability. Sorry, I should have been a little clearer on that, Mike. Ram Donko. Hi, that's a new name. Haven't seen you here before. Still learning. Having problems getting the receiver tab to receive Betaflight board. Is balanced solid green. I think I've correctly receive ISA simple diagram. Okay, depends on which radio you're using, which receiver, and which flight controller. Yep, DOFV S21 has no external SD card. That is 100% of the reason why I said no to it. Well, that's 99% of the reason. The other is it doesn't have the S Pen. This being able to help somebody troubleshoot, pop out the pen right on the screen with all the wiring and all that stuff is something that I can't give up. SpeedyB app lets you configure EMU flight. Well, let's put it this way: you want both on your phone. Ubuntu, you heathen. Yeah, it does BLHeli stuff. I think there's also a separate BLHeli S, and I think there's a 32 app. I might be wrong on that one, but I know you can do at least some of them. Tango 2 plus Nano Set Biz. Man, people talk weird. 99% of the problems with people setting up a TBS receiver is they solder the wires backwards, the TX and RX. 99% of the time, that's what it is. The other half is you don't have the right port selected in your ports tab, and after that, you don't have Crossfire selected as your RC protocol. Okay, Brandon, yeah, there's a separate BLHeli 32 app on the Android. All right, we have 41 people entered for the giveaway. Let's get in there and get that thing done. I'll spin the wheel here in a little bit. Kearns JW, yep, you're right on the same track. Check your wiring, TX to RX, RX to TX. Well, not TX, but TX. Thoughts about the Note on the last few upgrades? Maybe this time. Thoughts about the Note. All right, so my thoughts on the Galaxy Note. The S Pen, a lot of people say, is a gimmick. If you remember that it's there, it is one of the most useful features that the phone has, plus the fact that it stores in the phone, so it's always with you. It'll yell at you if you take it away. Done those bits. Go back and do them again. Actually, Ram, this is a really terrible medium to try to help you troubleshoot. Go to my Discord, tweetfv.com, and I can definitely help you out over there. So Betaflight is wrong. I don't know. Have you... I need more information, man. Which flight controller are you using? Yeah, I need to know what flight controller you're using to try to help you out here. Oh, Bluetooth keyboard. Oh, are you Slope over on Discord? It's hard to keep track of who's who between... Everybody has different usernames between Discord and Facebook, YouTube, Patreon, everybody's got a different name. But yeah, Discord's going to be the best way to help you out. Nope. Okay. So, different person. Sorry, the keyboard thing was kind of a tell there for me. What was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. So the note, forcing yourself to use the pen and to know it's there is awesome. Screen off memos is great. You just pull the pen out and you can just jot down your memos. Like say, like I got to go to Home Depot and pick up some boards. I can write down 3 2x4s, 2 4x8 sheets of plywood, 1 loan later, and you can, things like that are really good. Toothpick 405. There's lots of Toothpick 405s. What company makes it? Beta FPV, Hack RC. Need more information. Need very specific information if you want specific results. Sorry, Ram, but that's too generic. Yeah, so the Note, it's a great phone. The screen's beautiful on it. It does have a really good camera. The camera hump on the back of it is huge, but most cases you can get will basically make it flush, but the camera's really good on it. I really like it. It's a great phone. Beta FPV 32V money. ETA FPV. Okay, I think you mean Beta FPV. Why is everybody who types with a Bluetooth keyboard type like absolute dog shit? I'm not criticizing you, but it seems like everybody I've talked to who has like really weird characters in their texting are using a Bluetooth keyboard. Let's see. Let's see. Ram, is this the flight controller you're using? Three 2x4s, scratch that. Only have a $100 budget. Make that 2 2x4s. Yeah, no kidding, right? These stupid horses, they keep knocking down the fence boards, but thankfully, those are still pretty cheap. I think I paid $1.80 for a fence board. So, love the Notes. Was thinking about a Google phone. Yeah, I've thought about the same thing, but the price was right. With the discounts I get through Samsung, it was only $700. Their financing is great, and they give you like $100 or $50 worth of in-store credit. I needed some earbuds. Yeah. I'm gonna do a super chat giveaway that I can lose. Absolutely, Rob Logan. Let's see. What do we want to do today? I have a big box of stuff. Let's talk about some of the things we can do a super chat giveaway. You know what? Let's spin the wheel for this thing first. All right, if you haven't gotten in on the sub 250 crate giveaway, do it now because I'm gonna lock it down here in a minute and spin the wheel. Wheel of names. All right, I'm going to give you guys 4 more minutes. So at 11:20, it's 11:16 here where I'm at. DYFV. Yeah, it was like I didn't know if he was speaking Gen Z or if he had a screwed up keyboard because I work with some guys, kids, I consider them, that talk like that. And I don't know if I can discern between Gen Z speak and just weirdness, if that makes any sense. T-Bird, link. All right, here we go. There's a link. I'll give you guys 3 more minutes. Get in on there. I got 44 people entered. Spin the wheel for this sucker. Only thing I do is pay for shipping. I can take it out of the box and reduce your shipping rates. It's 3 props and a Hack RC 20x20 ESC. So every month I get 2 of these FPV crates. I keep one and I give one to you. I buy these. Get FPV Crate doesn't supply these to me. I do pay for them. So if you could at least watch the videos or click through the affiliate links, I would very much appreciate it. Copy didn't work. Oh, sorry. Wrong link. There you go. My bad. I think next month what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shortened URL at the end of the video, but you have to actually like pause it and like read it and type it in, because I know what people do is they get it and then they just go down the description and they go boop and they hit the link and then they shut the video off because they're a bunch of holes. And it really screws up my analytics. I want to give this stuff to you guys. I want to supply it to you, but you know, for sakes, like hook a brother up. So I'm going to do it that way next time, just to really just to see what happens. You know, I'm starting to realize that there's not a lot of love in this hobby. Like, I took a week off from YouTube and my my ad revenue and my analytics went through the floor. Like, YouTube is absolutely brutal. It doesn't matter if I put out 1 video a week or 3 videos a week and a live stream, my ad revenue is exactly the same. It doesn't make it worth it. I don't know. Sorry, that's part of the whole burnout as well, is I realized that I'm making a second job out of this. That, I mean, I get satisfaction out of helping you guys out, but I don't really like making the videos. I love doing the live streams because of the direct interaction with you guys. I love the Discord server because I can help and directly interact with you guys, but just the grind of the weekly videos, it is miserable. I'm sorry if I'm complaining, guys, but yeah, sorry. All right, it's 11:20. I'm shutting this thing down in 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's refresh it. And 1. Sorry if you guys didn't get in, but like, subscribe, click that bell icon if you want to be notified of when I upload videos like this so you can get in on the giveaways. Here we go. Here's the wheel of names. Somebody give me a time between 10 and 50. Yeah, and Mark 2K, yeah, it turns grindy fast. And I've been hitting it hard for like 3 years now. Rob Logan Jr., 43. So that is your own demise if it doesn't work. All right, guys. You can't ask that, Scott. What did he ask? Scott, I stay. Ballpark figure. Enough where it's not worth me doing this at all. I think if that's what you're asking me. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you stick around for the super chat giveaway. I got a big box of a lot of cool stuff. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and good luck. Also, I've been dealing with a fair whack of assholes this last couple months. People looking for free help through email. This one guy, like, he's trying to tell me his problem, and I'm giving him some advice. And he put his props on wrong, armed it, and it took off. And he was just an indignant about the fact that it took off. And I'm like, and he told me, you better not ever steer me in the wrong direction again. I told him, you know what? You can take this free help. You can go shove it up your. And we're done. Like, I've. Oh boy, here we go. Scott, is this going to be you? Are you going to make this thing? Oh, so close. So close. Oh, John, I'm sorry. John, congratulations. I believe I have your email address. I'll reach out to you. It'll be an email from tweetfv.com. If you don't see it in the next day, make sure you check your spam. And congratulations. Congratulations. And sorry to everybody else, but you know what? I'll be doing it again next month. Yeah. And, you know, if you want to get on the Patreon giveaway. So Patreon, I do giveaways over on Patreon as well. If you don't know that, you got to go to Patreon. This month is a little bit different. I'm giving away a brushed newbie drone Acro B quad kit, but that's not the big giveaway. The big giveaway is a 1-hour block of flight/tuning training from a GemFan sponsored pilot, Aaron Ciotti FPV. This is something that I consider very huge. If you want to improve, you want to get better at piano, do you take lessons? Guitar, you take lessons. Racing, you take lessons. Shooting, take lessons. Be taught by somebody, not taught by yourself. I mean, you can learn pretty well by teaching yourself, but having an outside person who knows how to teach people and do training is invaluable. And I'm doing that over on Discord. Sorry, Patreon. And it's open to any of my patron tiers. Get over there and you can get yourself an hour block. It doesn't have to be used in 1 hour, and it's pretty much no rules, anything goes. You can do beta flight tuning training, flight training, just general life, mental illness help. He pushes mental health a lot. He has his own mental health Facebook page, which I know is kind of an oxymoron. Mental health and Facebook do not go together, but you know, from someone who does struggle a lot with mental health. Not this guy. I'm perfect. You know, he knows how to try to help you out. Indignant equals good word. Indignant. Did I say indignant? I did. No. Well, maybe that's what I meant. Yeah, very indignant. Yeah, this one guy, I told him he can take his free help and pound sand, and boy, he was pissed. And I thought it was a language barrier thing, but you know, he had an American email address, so I don't know, man. A lot of people, Mike Bergman, are a lot of people signing up for that? This many, absolutely none. None have signed up for it. So pretty good chances that you can win that, and the quad. The quad's just kind of a side thing. I really don't care, but it's the flight training that I think people could very, very much benefit from. Back to the chat. John, thanks. You're welcome, my friend. T-Bird, he has helped me a ton. Yeah, Ciotti is a wealth of knowledge, very much in the micro space, but the things that I've seen him do with a 5-inch quad are freaking incredible. You know, he put up a video back around 4th of July, flying around fireworks. It's got to be one of the coolest videos I have ever seen, like flight of the year type stuff. But yeah, yeah, I bet dealing with people can be very hard. Sometimes it can be, but for the most part, everybody is very gracious and we're very appreciative. I do get a lot of drive-bys in Discord. You know, they show up, look for help, and then they're gone. But whatever, you know, they're there, and I'll be there to help. And so will all the awesome people over on my Discord server, and I appreciate every one of you guys that help out. Mark2K, or M2K, I don't know how you really go by that. Tweet some of those help me guys are just trolling. I get BS comments on my builds. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those people are trolls. But I mean, if you're taking the time to write me an email looking for help, problem is nobody wants to just follow directions. I'm giving you a step-by-step guide on how to do it. You go from step 1 to step 9 and you miss step 2 through 8 in the middle. Guess what? It ain't gonna work. There's a very methodical way you have to do this. Yeah, Ram, like I said, hit that Discord invite and I can definitely help you out over there. It's a lot easier than this. I was talking about lessons. I've done 3 hours with him. Yeah, he is very good. I won't blame you. Yeah, and, you know, there's just some people that are in this hobby that I'm going to be straight with you guys. This is an expensive hobby. If you are on a shoestring budget, I know it is hard when something goes up in smoke, flies away, or just is not working, but this isn't a cheap hobby. I'll be honest, this is kind of an elite hobby. Not elitist in the sense that we're better than everybody else, but I look at the I look at my analytics for people who watch these videos. It's middle age, and that's usually where people have the most income. That 30 to 45 range is kind of the sweet spot for this this hobby. And if you're a 16-year-old kid who's living off an allowance, you can't afford to have a quad flyaway, but with that comes either you need to be very well educated on how it works, or you need to shut up and listen to people when they're giving you advice. And don't just listen to the first bit of advice. The thing I learned when I got into my current field is if I have a question, I go ask one person. And then I go ask another person. If I get different answers, I go ask a third. And then I try to figure out, okay, none of these people know what the hell they're talking about. I got to figure it out myself. But if I get the same answer from two people, probably the right answer. Just saying. I'm being very honest and open on this one. DOFV, have you had any video entries yet? Nope. You've got till the 30th. But I've had no entries so far. FPV can be a lot harder than you think. It's a big learning. FPV is so much easier than it was when I got in. When I got in, best quad out there was probably the Ishin Wizard, and if you looked at that thing wrong, fire everywhere. ESC fires everywhere. Things were absolute just back then. Just garbage. I mean, people who are getting in this hobby right now have no idea how good it is. It is so much better. Quads fly 100 times better, are easier to build, parts are so much more reliable. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Jeez. Look at that. Look at that drop off right there. I went from 27, spun the wheel, boom, 11. It's all part of the game. Yeah, and you know, I'll be honest, there's not a lot of people on these live streams. Let's see. Yep, it's still my time, and it's still I get every once in a while I get a new patron out of it, which is awesome. Like that really helps out a lot. The Patreons, they're the only thing keeping this thing going. Like, I'm trying to run this at a zero expense. There's things that I consider just part of the budget, like all my computer stuff. It doesn't figure into the channel, but all the giveaways and the well, basically all the giveaways and all that kind of stuff, I'm trying to run this at no loss. I'm failing miserably at it. So the Patreon, everything that comes in on that goes back on the channel. Everything from the affiliate links goes back on the channel. Everything from the YouTube ad revenue, which is absolute shit, goes back into the channel. I'm trying not to come out of pocket with this so I can keep providing the help and all that stuff, but I dip into my pocket a lot on this. The grips, on the other hand, that's mine. That's the money that I spend to keep my race fleet up, to explore newer technology, and most of it, I hate selling quad stuff. I prefer to give it away than sell it. HE changed the hobby for the worst in IMO. Great to use, but push lower budget people out of the hobby. Help me understand this one. How did HD push lower budget people out of the hobby? Because all the low budget gear is still there. There's still Sky Zone goggles. There's still Ishin VTXs. There's still Caddx cameras. Like all the low price stuff still there. I mean, let's be realistic with the price. Everything's gone up, but that's not because of HD. That's because of COVID, global chip shortage. Nobody wants to work. That kind of stuff has pushed the price up. But I don't think HD has pushed it up. I think HD has changed the hobby into probably bringing more people into acro than anything. Just my thoughts. Awesome hobby. Sons of 2236 got me to the hobby. I live it. Such a natural high. I'm 58. Yeah, there's nothing quite like flying FPV. If no one else enters, I might take that prize. I mean, no shipping. That's a win for me. Oh, well, I mean, there's a quad to win, too. I mean, just saying. I also put that way at the bottom just to see if anybody scrolls. But yeah, there's a quad to win too. Just saying. Brian, I'm still here. People opportunists, man. Yeah, I know. Get the sub 250 crate. Didn't enter. I get the sub 250 crate. Didn't enter. I get the sub 250 crate. All right. I see some old vids with frames of Perspex, little brush motors. Cheers, the hype star. Yeah, I raced with one guy that used to wind his own motors. He used to use old CD-ROM motors, and he used to wind his own motors. He still winds his own motors. Like, he gets a motor, he wants like another 50 kV out of it. He'll strip that sucker apart, watch some TV, and rewind that stuff, and then he'll smoke the motor the next race day, but whatever. See, I said a single giveaway costs him over $100 in shipping alone. Yeah, that's another cost that I try to push out of my brain is shipping costs. Shipping is stupid expensive. It can be done cheaply-ish, depending on how much you want to work for it. Low budget and DJI do not go together at all. Exactly, but analog still exists. So there's your low budget. Actually, FPV and low budget don't exist, to be honest. I sub-order small creators and big ones on Patreon. The only big one I'm sub to is JB. Same here. I'm sub to JB. Actually, if you look up at the Cool Kid Club up here, JB is a sub of mine. Which I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit on Patreon subs. When you're a creator and you're getting sub revenue on Patreon, and then you sub to somebody else, it's like you don't exchange money. You just are taking what comes in, and it automatically pays out to them. Like if I sub to you for $5 and you sub to me for $5, that's a net zero. So I mean, I sub to quite a few people, a few people that don't sub to me, but I don't know. It's funny. It's funny to me. I love it. Also, I am 54. I am not 54, but I'm closer to 40 than 30. We'll put it that way. I have one HD rig. I am low budget to the max. I entered the quad. What's the deadline for this Aaron giveaway? It is, I think I said the 30th. Let's see. Yeah, September 30th. So I'll probably do the giveaway thing on like the 3rd. But I release that to all levels of Patreon because I want you guys to have the time to get your video, get your entry in. This is like, in the very beginning, I had requirements, like you had to submit your worst crash picture to win a frame, things like that. And I notice there's very little turnout. People just want to go put their name in and move on. They don't want to have to work for it. You got to work for it on this one. Yeah. Scott Abram. If I'm lucky. New people want HD only. They don't realize that their favorite pilot might be flying analog. They get 2 fish coming from GoPro. Hey, look, we'll put this in reality. Nobody wants to watch your flight footage. I mean, you can show it to family, friends, people who aren't in the hobby, but people who are in the know aren't really always impressed. Oh, they're on the move. Oh, Mary's still doing what she does, sitting on ass. No, but the other dog just took off. Yeah, I mean, I make flight footage. I make flight videos. Pretty low viewer count. I'm not great. I'm not a great acro pilot. I definitely prefer racing just because I like to have a goal. That's just me. But you know, it's hard to explain. I like. You should go out and fly FPV for you, not for anybody else. You should enjoy the content you create with your GoPro and your digital system. You should look back at it and look at what you do and enjoy it. You should not be looking at it as, I hope somebody else enjoys this. Because I'll be honest, they're probably not going to. Unless they're like friends and family that don't know anything about the hobby. Stuff's super impressive, but you know, like I'll show friends footage When I fly low and fast to the ground, they are just awestruck. As soon as you start doing flippy floppies, they're like, oh, what is this shit? This is disorienting and I don't like it. Or maybe that's just my friends. I don't know. Rob Logan Jr., I'm going to work on my video this week. Yeah, make sure you don't crash into a tree, or actually crash into a tree. I don't know. Maybe like it doesn't, I'm not basing the criteria on who has the best video. It's literally just a barrier to entry. That's all it is. I'm going to pick whoever I want to pick. And maybe I'll get Ciati to help out and pick something. I don't know. I got to talk to him about it. Let's see. Mark 2K, analog for the win. I love analog. I fly probably more analog than digital. I definitely fly analog more than digital. But I love digital. If you can have both, I recommend it. Digital can do analog. Analog cannot do digital, though. So that, if somebody asks me which goggles do I get right now, hands down, DJI goggles. You can do everything with them. Brandon McMeans, my buzzer goes through the hole in the frame of the tadpole bottom plate. Gotta solder a new one to replace it. Ugh, gross. What a terrible design. Nice to watch back after personally in HD. Yeah. Is there any news about DJI cameras going to come out soon? You heard anything? Just wondering. No, there's been no development. Like, they've released other DJI cameras like the Polar's recent, but I have heard nothing on actually getting new Nebula Pros out or anything like that. Yeah, they don't want flips. People don't want to see flips. People don't want to see flips. Dial up, sorry for the delay. Getting my address. I just woke up. Hey, man, no worries. I work nights now, so I work like till 2 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So I actually had to set an alarm to get up to do this because my natural wake-up cycle is like 10 o'clock anyways. Sergi, welcome. New name, haven't seen you before. Welcome to the live stream. Mike Bergwin, yes, exactly, Dan. Low and fast, smooth gets interest. The steel stuff doesn't fly with non-FPV peeps. You guys are nailing it. Is there something wrong with your drone? Seems to have been a hard time flying straight, my dad. Just want to fly. That's why I love toothpicks. Toothpicks are for you. They are for you. Fly for you. Toothpicks are fun. They're for flying for you. All right. Talk about Super Chat giveaway. I know JB's streaming today. We got 20 minutes. Let's go through the box of stuff. I have an Express LRS transmitter. I have a AOS 5 frame. I have a Acon 32 30 by 30 35 amp V2 AIO ESC. I have a Ghost transmitter. I have a bunch of Ghost receivers. I have a pack of Beta FPV 0802 22,000 kV motors. Let's see, 160 watt ISDT power supply, 1S charger, 1S charger, 1S charger, 1S charger. I have a tiny trainer frame without 3D prints. I have a craptastic little toy quad there. I'll probably just give it to somebody. A couple Tango 2 cases, 3D printed vise. A bunch of FR Sky R9 receivers, a GX6R receiver, a R9 Stab OTA receiver. That's great for a wing. Some hardware parts boxes from Flywoo. No hardware in them. Oh, here we go. Beta FPV, B-Brain, something or other. Great little quad. Perfect shape. Actually, I need a camera, but I'll throw a camera in with it. I just don't want it because I can't put an external receiver on it. Let me know what you guys want. What size is the LRS transmitter? It is the micro dealie, or the JR Lite guy. This one here. By the way, if you want a Express LRS transmitter, I do make them and sell them, hand soldered and hand tested. Over my website. Will it fit my X-Lite Pro? Yep, it'll fit it. Do you have any wing stuff? I have a R9 Stab OTA receiver. How much for the whoop? All right, let's do the whoop. Want a whoop? Let's try winning a whoop. I need to drop out. Thanks for the stream. All right, Leston. We'll see you later. It's gonna be one of my bigger. The one that needs the cap. Actually, this one works fine. It doesn't need the cap, but yeah. Let's see. Do you guys want to do a super chat giveaway for this? It's running BT 2.0, just as a heads up. I don't know what you guys want. Maybe I'll save this for another day. All right, let's do the quad. Let's do the quad. It needs a camera. I've got an extra camera. I'll just send it with the camera. You got to fix it yourself, and I'll send it with a PH 2.0 pigtail, just so you can change it. All right, we're gonna do. Oh man, I want to say 5, but yeah. All right, screw it. $5 super chat entry gets you on the wheel. I am going to randomize the wheel. You can also send it through PayPal. Go to tweetfv.com. Go to the bottom, click that PayPal link. Just remember, YouTube takes 30%. I don't really care. YouTube gives me an awesome platform to be able to talk to you guys. So $5 super chat gets you on the wheel for this newbie drone, Acro B BLV2. I think that's what it is. Yeah, so this is a FR Sky SPI board. And let's open up the wheel. And I'll include a lipo. How's that for being cool? Scott's on the board. Got you on there, Scott. Red Pine. I don't know if you can do Red Pine. Beta FPV does weird things with their SPI board. I can't remember if this will do Red Pine or not. Larry, we'll see you later, man. Thank you for hanging out today. Really appreciate it. How do I do a super chat? Click the little $ on your chat window. Dial up on the board for 1. Here you go. Good luck. Rob Logan, you want to enter and lose? Joey FPV says he just sent 5 on PayPal. Yeah, if you send PayPal, make sure you let me know, because I will miss it. Oh, I just found out my phone does picture-in-picture, like multiple apps open at once. Oof, I don't know how I did that. All right. Jory FPV, got you on the wheel there. Boom. I want in. Yeah, DIY FPV. There should be a $ in your chat window. If not, PayPal works. Rob Logan, am I funny or am I realistic here? Although you have one, so I mean, as long as it doesn't show up, you're probably good to go. Just saying. Yeah. DIY FPV for 5 something or others. I'm not sure what that means. It's probably pounds or something like that. All right. DIY FPV. Congratulations. You are in. Oh, yeah, he's going to show up now. I should put over on Discord. Like, hey, man, doing a giveaway. Want to win? Yeah, if you guys don't know, it's a kind of an inside joke. I just lost the name. Yeah, he wins like every time for some reason. M2K, headed out for a new build. Enjoy. Oh man, we'll see you later. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for hanging out today. I really appreciate it. Let's see, we're gonna spin this at about noon. That way we don't cross-pollinate with Mr. Joshua Bardwell. It starts. That's it. Jeez, I don't know why I just forgot that. Oh, back to our frame discussion. If I win, send it to dial up. Okay, EDOC, that's awesome. Love that kind of sportsmanship there. Pounds, that's more than dollars. Nice. Winning. No. So let's talk about some race frames here. I'll go back to the desk cam here. So race frames typically on the bottom. My preferred race frame is a box style frame. These things are super rigid. They fly really well. They're actually really durable. And in mid-airs, I always win in a mid-air. But they're typically very light, very thin. This is not a very traditional design, but this is more like what you're going to be looking at. You're going to go with very light hardware, very small stacks, 20 by 20. I don't know anybody out there who's racing 30 by 30 anymore, but a lot of cross bracing. As you can see, the arms on this one are already delammed a little bit from hitting so much stuff, but I'll keep running this thing until basically the arm breaks. Oh, this camera is getting ready to overheat. That's interesting. I haven't seen that happen yet as far as streaming goes. But yeah, very light builds, very compact, very centralized, and bottom mounted batteries. Box frames are awesome. Actually, I think I'll probably give this one away on one of these streams. This is a Pyrocube. One of my favorite frames. It's designed by the Quad Rival guys. There's a new version of this called the Leventador. It's basically a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, and it's 20 by 20 only. This does 20 by 20 and 30 by 30. ESC on the bottom, flight controller, and all your other accessories up on the top. Usually has a flip stick. I lost that. One of the key factors is being able to turtle mode. But you know, everybody who's racing, who are the best, they're flying the Evan Turner 533 frame. I've got a whole build waiting to be built up, just haven't gotten around to it. I thought with racing that I would go with one quad and a bunch of spare parts and fix things, but the turnaround between heats is so fast that you hardly have time to swap out props and batteries. So taking multiple quads is pretty much what you gotta do when racing. But if you've never raced and you've been in this hobby for a while, give it a try. Find your local multi-chip chapter. Don't worry about being a noob and screwing up. The only thing you can't do is plug in on somebody. And on that note, be careful with SpeedyB. At our last race, I did a real dickbag thing. I plugged in I needed to change some stuff on my OSD. I plugged in my SpeedyB. William Barrow got you on the wheel for one. I plugged in SpeedyB and didn't realize that it was powering my VTX, and I plugged it on a guy. Loft FPV, real fast guy, and this was at the qualifier too. I felt awful. I've never seen SpeedyB power up a VTX before, but it can happen. So don't rely on being able to do programming in between heats with SpeedyB while other people are flying. I made a real noob mistake. Felt like a complete piece of shit for that. Sorry. So that was a learning moment for me. Rob Logan Jr., thank you so much. I'll get you in there. Dose. Oh man, I want Korea Talon V2. I gave away one of those on a live stream not too long ago. TBS Oblivion for racing. I was thinking about that too. Like I said, Market Zero, congratulations, you are on the wheel. I really like box frames. The Oblivion looks really good, but I think there are better options out there. That plastic frame is durable, but get a Pyrocube or a Talon or the Leventador frame if you can get a hold of it. Those are really good. Market Zero, what's on the wheel today? It is, wait for it, here we go. A newbie drone, Acro-B BLV2 something, I don't, God, their naming structure freaking sucks. Can we just, newbie drone 1, 2, 3, 4, let's see what it's called. Brushless. This is the Newbie Drone Acro B, B-Brain, BL, Brushless V2, Bind and Fly, FR Sky. Whew. All right, here, I'll put a link to what it is, just so you guys can see it. It needs a new camera. I've got a camera I'll send along with it. And it's on BT 2.0. I'll also send a PH 2.0 pigtail if whoever wins this wants it. Yeah. But brittle over a few years. Yeah, you know, plastics kind of do that. They start out good, they get a little weak, they get a little flexy, and then they eventually break. It's what I have laying around for the Oblivion. Yeah. That's what I was planning on doing with the Talon V2, is just putting all my dump parts into that and just going and... Actually, I wasn't going to beat it up. I was going to give it to one of the guys I race with that he destroys quad after quad. He's fast. He's really fast, and he just wrecks shit left and right. I was going to give it to him and let him durability test it. But most likely what would happen is you end up scrapping a motor, scrapping a camera, scrapping an FC, but the frame will probably be fine. But that... that Talon V2 frame, that was a really interesting frame. I really wish I would have built it, but I just ran out of time and kind of lost interest, so I just gave it to one of you guys. But yeah, anyways, so we're going to spin this in about 5 minutes. Acro B, BL. It's an awesome little whoop. Probably one of my favorites as far as like a out-of-the-box bind and fly. Really good quad. And the only reason why I'm giving it away is because it doesn't have the provisions to put an external receiver on it. All my other micros, I'm switching over to ExpressLRS 2.4. Sky makes good frames. Sky FPV drone. Let's see what we got here. Products. Definitely a different company than what I'm thinking of then. Oh, local racer in South Carolina. Gotcha. Yeah, the Newbie Drone whoops, they probably make some of the best out-of-the-box bind and fly whoops out there. The only thing I like better is like the Mobula 6, but this is hardly out of the box by the time it becomes a good quad. Yeah, so in my race builds, I'm all right. So here's how my race builds go. They're all tracer. The reason why they're tracers is because of the built-in VTX integration, because we were talking about doing some team racing or relay racing, and I kind of need that functionality. I hate pit mode switches because they are wholly unreliable. Every person I know of that's used a pit switch in their 6S quads, they eventually burn out. Don't want to mess with that. I have plenty of flight controllers that have pit mode functionality. I get rid of that stuff. I think the transistor they're using for switching power on and off is not powerful enough to deal with that stuff. So being able to go to a dump channel or to power off the transmitter from inside of the transmitter is key to me. Does ExpressLRS have VTX functionality with smart audio and tramp? No, they do not. Not yet. I know they're working on it. I mean, I still got Betaflight Lewis scripts to be able to control video and stuff like that, but I like the VTX integration. Plus, I'm flying the Mambo. I have Tracer. I have ExpressLRS built into it. One of the projects I'm going to work on is actually integrating the ExpressLRS transmitter inside of the radio. So I'm not using the external bay. And I think if I do that, I can still put a crossfire module on the back of it. But I haven't figured that one out yet. I'm still working on it. No, they don't yet. They're working on, so OpenVTX is something that they're trying to integrate into ExpressLRS, but it's kind of weird. They're kind of doing the same approach that like what Orca's doing, where you have your video receiver talking to a transmitter, talking to your radio, talking to the VTX. I don't know. I think until they actually just make outputs to control smart audio or tramp, I don't think they're going to be doing it. But yeah, if they do that, if they eventually come out with integration, I'm just going to go ExpressOS across the board. But right now, it's Tracer and ExpressOS. It's not because I like TBS. I actually loathe TBS. I don't like the way the company behaves and the way they treat their customers, but they do make really good stuff. But ExpressOS in every aspect except for that one way is better than Ghost or Tracer, other than the fact that they don't have integrated VTX control. And that day will come, I'm sure, Joey FPV, but it's not there yet. All right, guys, 2 more minutes. I'm gonna spin the wheel for this guy. If you haven't gotten in, $5 super chat, or you can hit me up over on the thing with the stuff. PayPal. Jeez, words are tough. And we have 9 people on the wheel, and I will shuffle these things. So I really appreciate everybody that came out today to hang out and chat. I know Bardwell starts up here in about 2 minutes, so I definitely want to get out of the way for that. Plus, I got to go live my life. I got stuff I got to do. Dogs to take care of, horses to feed, quads to fly, baked beans to talk with. But yeah, hit me up over on Discord if you need any help troubleshooting. Click that link, tweetfv.com. Get your radio grips there, get an ExpressLRS module, find all the affiliate links, and you can find the invite to the Discord server, and we can help you out over there. All right, guys, here we go. Oh, borked into win. All right, buddy. Got you in there for 1 at the last minute. Borked on the wheel. And it's 11:59 at noon. I'll spin this stuff. Remember, JB, you've got like 5 minutes for his intro, and I'm listening to him sip on his drink for the first 5 minutes, so you're not going to miss anything if we go a little long. Me Drone, thanks for the stream. Good discussions. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Me Drone. New name, haven't seen you in the chat, but I know there's a lot of lurkers here, and I know a lot of rewatches. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. This is the highlight of my week, is being able to do these live streams and talk to you guys, even though I do have to set an alarm clock to wake up to be able to do this now. Doesn't matter to me. All right, it's noon. I'm gonna close it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shuffling up. And somebody give me a time between 10 and 50. Yeah, one vision aerial. Looking forward to some long range stuff. I'm definitely going to get in and try to do some of that stuff now that I got a little bit more free time for other reasons. All right, give me a number 33, Borked. Congratulations. Hopefully that doesn't screw you over. All right, guys, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks for watching. Thank you for all the support. And head over to Patreon if you really want to support me. Become a patron. There's lots of benefits over there. Basically, it's just more giveaways and stuff like that. And you can win the hour training session from Aaron Ciotti, a Gem Fan sponsored pilot. Oh, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Dial Up? Because EDOC said give it a Dial Up. Congratulations, EDOC. You are the winner, and I think you told me to send it to Dial Up. All right, guys. Hit me up on Discord, and we can get the shipping and tracking and all that stuff hammered out. Thank you all so much for coming out. Rob Logan, sorry, buddy, but I greatly appreciate your support. Thank you for all your help over on Discord. Thank you, Brandon Baked Beans, all my moderators, all my patron supporters, all these cool people up here. Thank you so much for everything you guys do, and I will see you all next weekend. And hey, if I put out some motorcycle footage, don't be a dick and tell me it sucks and leave. There's no need for that. Just don't watch it. All right, guys. See you next time. Remember, stay positive, and I will see you all next weekend. Yeah, maybe next weekend. Should be next weekend. All right, guys. We'll see you around. Bye.